Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyAttack44227TV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey guys, this is AckleyAttack4427 here, and this is it. This is finally it. We're finally gonna talk about this. Well, I've been teasing this for quite some time now, and well, now that it's finally in my hands, we're finally gonna do this. I'm so excited. This is gonna be worth it. This is probably the most anticipated episode of this show that I've decided to put out for sure. So yeah, anyways, I think you pretty much know the idea. So anyways, welcome back to another episode of WTPU, aka What the Pickup. I'm sorry. I'm already excited for this pretty much hands down. So yeah, let's get started. The music and the title card will start off after that. Mommy! Oh my god! Okay, I'm all good. I'm calmed down now. So I think we pretty much know what we have to do at this point. So, but yeah, anyways, I guess we'll do what we normally do on this show for sure. So anyways, now as you may recall in the last episode of the show, which you can see right down over here, I talked about the Hornby version of Duck the Great Western Engine that I decided to do as an interesting follow-up after when I talked about how the Bachman version that I got some time ago for sure. And yeah, even to this day, since after pretty much my mom got it for me well over 15 years ago after her trip from London for sure, I do think it still actually is a really great model. I'm not gonna lie for sure. Yeah, I not only do think it's actually a really nice pretty much model that's done that Hornby did when they used to do the Thomas & Friends range, but I still treasure it even to this day, even pretty much even after I got it, which is a really great addition to pretty much my other Bachman Thomas models for sure. So yeah, and hey, I guess seeing how I now have the Bachman version hands down, I'm still gonna put it to a good use for sure, as it's pretty much my excuse to actually keep both brands hands down. So that's probably the best way I can actually put it. So nowhere to go but from there for sure. But hey, I still enjoyed it regardless. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. If you want to check that episode out for yourself, then don't worry about a thing. there's a card over there over at the top right corner of the screen, as well as, of course, the link to it down the description box below. So yeah, whichever you prefer, go right ahead. I'll wait till you come back. Yeah, take all the time you need. I'll be here by the time you come back for sure. Just gonna be here sitting in my chair right until you come back, hands down. So no rush or anything. So yeah. Yeah, I really do mean when I said that I would actually keep both brands for sure. I mean, yeah, seriously, could you imagine if I actually sell pretty much my Hornby version of Duck and actually stick with the Bachman version instead of keeping both brands? Yeah, that's definitely not gonna happen for sure. But I guess for other modelers selling their own Hornby Duck for sure, that I'd be fine with hands down. So yeah, definitely look up some really great listings on eBay for sure. You're gonna be in for quite an interesting treat once you actually get that model for sure. I know I did well over 15 years ago for sure. So. Alright, I guess seeing how you did already see the last episode of this show, we might as well go ahead and start up this episode as we normally do. Well, I guess, given to the excitement that I actually had earlier at the start of this episode for sure, yeah, this is it, guys. I've actually teased this pretty much right around a couple episodes ago, so I'm about to fulfill my promise, hands down. So yeah, and quite fitting enough, since we've already mentioned the hanging, of course, the previous episode for sure, or pretty much revolved around this subject matter in the previous episode, looks like we're going to be staying with Hornby for sure when they used to do the Thomas and Friends range for sure, and don't worry, I will still possibly get more Bachman models later on down the road if I'm actually really lucky, depending on what listings I can find for any of them, or any one of my friends could actually give them to me, whichever comes first, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, I guess it looks like it's time that we actually dive into, yeah, pretty much another Hornby Thomas model, just like that, go through a snap of a finger for sure. So yeah, and what is it, you may ask? Well, again, I teased this a couple episodes ago, so I think it's time that we finally get right to it. So yeah, what I got right here is, of course, another Hornby Thomas model for sure, which is quite fitting enough, another piece of rolling stock the heck we actually got. But this time around, it's probably one of my most anticipated models that I've been wanting to get for some time, and that being, of course, Old Slow Coach. So yeah, honestly, yeah, I am really looking forward to actually talking about this for sure. This is actually one of the most anticipated models that I've been wanting to get ever since I've actually delving into the Hornby Thomas and Friends range not too long ago for sure, and finally getting the models that I've been meaning to get for quite some time now for sure. So yeah, and now that this finally arrived pretty much in my hands for sure, I think we can now get ourselves into talk about this one for sure. So yeah, so with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about this one. Alright guys, it looks like we finally got the Hornby Old Slow Coach model right in front of us for sure, and boy, oh boy, I've been wanting to talk about this model for quite a long time now for sure. Now, I guess it's no big surprise that if you may recall, I think pretty much some time ago, I've actually been delving into yeah, pretty much for a while I'm still pretty much pursuing, of course, still collecting some new Moggles, pretty much as part of the Thomas & Friends range that Bachman Trains is still currently putting out as we speak. I've actually been delving into some Hornby, yeah, pretty much some Thomas & Friends models that Hornby actually used to do pretty much right around a long time ago for sure, and, well, I guess pretty much of anything, aside from Duck that I currently own for sure, I have been doubling into plenty of Moggles that I've actually got for sure. Yeah, pretty much going all the way back to when I finally got pretty much Gordon's Express coaches, which I did talk about in its own episode, and I finally expanded on James's coaches as well, in addition to that, So yeah, and surprisingly enough, there are plenty of other Hornby Thomas models that I've been wanting to get for a long time that I never really delved into pretty much way back then for sure. And surprisingly enough, Old Slow Coach is definitely one of them for sure, so yeah. So I guess pretty much of anything, I did establish when I talked about the Urgle version of Old Slow Coach back in the day for sure. I mentioned that Old Slow Coach is definitely one of those characters in the Thomas & Friends franchise that is incredibly underrated for sure. And I do stand by my point hands down because, well, aside from only appearing in 2 episodes from one of my favorite seasons, season 5 for sure, yeah, there's not much else that would actually go beyond, of course, expanding on Old Slow Coach for sure, so yeah, but I do find her character really quite interesting, I'm not gonna lie, so I do felt that would have been something that could have been explored upon even more for sure, so yeah, but regardless on that, hands down, plenty of merchandise have actually been released, pretty much on, of course, that said character for sure, and yeah, they actually do quite surprise me for sure, so yeah, and surprisingly enough, I guess it's no big surprise that for anyone who loves model trains, I guess pretty much of anything, Old Slow Coach actually really does fit within the quality for, of course, Hornby when they used to do the Thomas & Friends range for sure. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, how did I manage to get that particular model for sure? Well, I think as established from what I've mentioned earlier on the show, I did mention that Hornby has actually long since discontinued pretty much their Thomas & Friends range for some time now for sure. So luckily enough, through some really great research and of course some really great findings, I actually did manage to find this on eBay for sure, and well, luckily enough, pretty much, I did kind of mention that, pretty much, I think, probably back when I talked about my Bachman duck a couple episodes ago, I probably mentioned for the fact that, pretty much, I actually did work some things out, and of course some payment options where, of course, I would link my credit card to my PayPal account with some really great assistance from my mom who helped me out on the hang for sure, So yeah, but I don't know if I couldn't remember for sure. Maybe I did mention that, or maybe I didn't. We'll probably wait and see for sure. But regardless of that, we did manage to get that problem sorted out, and I actually did order this model on eBay literally on Super Bowl Sunday for sure. So yeah, quite literally over 2 weeks ago for sure. So yeah, and well, probably by the time I'm recording this episode, it has officially arrived in my hands for sure, and boy, I am really quite thrilled to actually get this for sure. This is actually one of many Hornby Thomas models that I've been wanting to get for years now for sure, so yeah, I'm glad I did write about now for sure, because let me tell you, I'm really excited to finally pretty much get this in my hands for sure, so So yeah, so I guess going over my first impressions from the box alone, yeah, I will have to say, from what I can recall, the box itself actually looks great from what I've actually seen for sure. Yeah, I did kind of mention pretty much the box for, of course, this one, to which I don't know if I did when I talked about the Goring Express coaches some time ago for sure, but in case I didn't, I might as well mention it right now. I think, yeah, literally, when I actually got this model, they actually were kind enough to getting a package in the box it actually came with for sure, which I really do think is actually quite nice. And literally, from what I'm seeing, the box for, of course, pretty much this one, as well as many other Hornby Thomas models back in the day, it definitely looks great for sure. Literally, pretty much showcasing the model inside, hands down, but also actually having some nice bit of detail and clever artwork that actually fits within pretty much the whole style of Thomas and Friends for sure. So yeah, literally, I guess you actually have a nice little clip art of Thomas with the Thomas and Friends logo on the left side, and alongside the bottom is, of course, most of the characters pretty much adding to it for sure. And of course, it is actually pretty much on the right side. It is actually pretty much actually has some nice logos for sure. Like, of course, obviously enough, you got Hornby, and you actually got a 3+ for sure, to which I guess is the UK's equivalent of saying it's for ages 3 and up. And of course, here's something a little nostalgic. You actually got the classic Hit Entertainment logo for sure, which I will admit is actually quite nice for sure. So that's going alongside the front. And as for the top, well, it actually has the nice pretty much blue striped pattern with the Thomas and Friends logo in the center, which is quite nice. And of course, pretty much little bits of information, yeah, pretty much, yeah, little bits of information and stuff that Hornby actually includes in alongside the bottom for sure in multiple different languages, which is actually quite nice. And of course, pretty much on this side, you actually got pretty much the Thomas logo with, of course, Goring and the arrow sign right here, and of course the barcode on this side, and what I do find quite interesting is that they actually, they actually did pretty much label it as Old Slow Coach, so that way you'll definitely know which model you're actually getting, which I will admit is actually really quite nice for sure. So yeah, and don't get me wrong, I think seeing it from the front of the box is still great in my opinion. But I really do think this is actually really quite helpful, aside from the barcode pretty much added to it for sure. So that way, we can actually know which model it is for sure. And going alongside the back, hands down for sure. Well, surprisingly enough, it actually does have pretty much some pictures and images of a whole list of course, some other Hornby Thomas models that you actually can get for sure. So yeah, like, of course, pretty much as I've mentioned, we've actually got Goring's Express coaches, which again I talked about, and of course James's coaches as well. That's actually nice, and yeah, even Duck as well. So I guess it's safe to say that I think it looks like 5 of these models that they actually got along the back for sure. I've actually owned currently for sure. While the rest, from what I can gather, well, I don't currently own them as of now, but I will admit they actually do look really great for sure. So who knows if I'm actually really lucky and actually can pretty much save up tons of money, and depending on what listings I can find on eBay, maybe I might actually plan on finding pretty much these models for sure. So if that being the case, well, I guess it'll pretty much be a great way for me to actually pretty much talk about them in a future episode for sure, but we'll cross that bridge once we get there for sure. So yeah, literally from what I'm seeing from the box alone, yeah, I will have to say this actually looks really, really wonderful for sure, and I'm in for a real fantastic treat once we actually get it opened up. And that is, of course, what we're going to do for sure. So So yeah, and surprisingly very easy enough. So yeah, let's go ahead and pretty much get this opened up and slide this out. And oh yeah, now we're talking. So yeah, just gonna go ahead and set those aside. Oh yeah, now we're in for something really great. So yeah, let's go ahead and pull this out. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'll probably fix that a little later. So yeah, there we go, folks. Yeah, I guess literally I think yeah, seemed to be a whole lot easy to get out, but yeah, here we are. Here is, of course, pretty much Hornby's version of Old Slow Coach right in front of us for sure. And yeah, I think, I guess with, of course, what I'm actually seeing right here, this model itself actually looks really nice from what I can gather for sure. Yeah, obviously enough from what I can gather. Pretty much, I did actually mention in the last episode, seeing how Hornby wanted to make the Thomas and Friends characters more, pretty much be a little bit more like their engine counterparts for sure. Yeah, and for while that is the case, yes, I think there are times where, of course, they can still do that, but can actually get away, and of course, still trying to make them look like the characters from the TV show, kind of like what Bachman is currently doing right now. And for the sake of Old Slow Coach, this definitely fits the bill from what I can gather. I think they actually really took the basis of course, one of the old coaches, pretty much that is, of course, designed and shaped out for probably, say, the Great Western Railway for sure. So I guess with what I'm actually seeing, this actually really is a great fit. I'm not gonna lie. I really do think it is actually quite nice. Yeah, the way the model is actually shaped out to the really great usage of course, pretty much, I think it's supposed to be like dark brown and muted yellow from what I've actually seen. I really do think it's actually really quite clever for sure, and I think they really did a bang-up job from what I've actually seen. All that detail alone from what I've actually can gather for sure really makes it really nicely done for sure. So yeah, I think with what I can gather pretty much up close and personal, this model actually really does look quite nice for sure. And yeah, even the white coloring pretty much they actually did along the top for sure, with a few extra details added into it. Yeah, that alone is also done very clever, I'm not gonna lie. Now, as pretty much, yeah, I guess if there's one thing that I definitely need to address, it would have to be pretty much Old Slow Coach's face for sure. And well, to me, it's actually not that bad, hands down for sure. I think they want to go for a little something different if they really want to make Old Slow Coach work well for the Hornby Thomas and Friends range for sure. And yeah, it's not bad from what I can gather, but I did get a lot of comments from a few people that I know of saying the pretty much it almost looks like Old Slow Coach is actually a dude for sure. Well, I guess I can understand the though I do also find it hilarious at the same time, mainly because, well, I think it might be some sort of a mistake because we know Old Slow Coach is a girl, not a boy for sure. So yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, if Mattel can get away with, of course, actually making Charlie go from a boy to a girl for the upcoming 2026 reboot, I guess anything's possible from what I can gather. So, but yeah, either way, regardless on that, I actually don't think Old Slow Coach's face is that bad in my opinion for sure. I mean, yeah, it could have been a little bit better, but I don't mind it nonetheless. So yeah, I think with what I've actually seen by far, yeah, with everything that I've actually mentioned at the top of my head, I really do think Old Slow Coach really actually does look really great for sure. And yeah, even though pretty much that item has been launched since discontinued for sure, I do applaud Hornby for actually putting a lot of hard-working effort to really make this one great for sure. And And yeah, they did accomplish that quite well, and I'm impressed with the way he actually looks. Now, I guess with that out of the way for sure, that will lead to another thing that I need to mention. How does it fare up on, of course, my layout, and how are we going to be able to see it perform once we actually give it a test run? Well, let's take it up to my layout and find out for ourselves. Alright guys, here we are back up once again, of course my layout for sure. Man, it's hard to believe it's now the third time we've actually gone up to my layout in regards to giving a test run for one of my models for sure. Well, hey, I guess it happens, so there's no use pretty much stopping us from that for sure, so yeah, anyways, looks like as established pretty much from earlier, looks like we're about to give pretty much old Slow Coach a massive test run for sure, and yeah, boy, I guess it looks like I'm really looking forward to that. And you might be wondering to yourself, yeah, see how my Hornby old Slow Coach is just a piece of rolling stock for sure. Who's actually gonna pull pretty much her for sure? Well, surprisingly enough, I already came fully prepared because, well, I've already got out my one of my Bachman-Thomas models for sure, or I guess in this case, pretty much my Bachman-Thomas with speed-activated sound for sure, so yeah, I think it's literally what I can pull up hand sound for sure, and you might be wondering to yourself, why couldn't I just go for any other model that'll actually pull old Slow Coach? Well, I mean, I would, pretty much from what I can gather, but we need to bear in mind, because from her introduction, I think Thomas as well as Percy would actually first came across old Slow Coach for sure in that episode. And I think it would be nice to actually pretty much include Percy into the mix, but then again, he doesn't have a front hook and loop coupler similar to Thomas for sure. So I guess pretty much if anything, I guess pretty much this Bachman-Thomas will do for now for sure. So yeah. So I guess with that being said, yeah, I think I might as well see if I could get it plugged in. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, looks like I finally got the speed controller for track 2 plugged in for sure. So yeah, might as well go ahead and back Thomas up so that way he can be coupled up to old Slow Coach. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, just a bit of a push from what I can gather, but I think it'll do just fine. So yeah, I'm really excited to see on how my Hornby old Slow Coach is actually gonna do once we actually get her moving for sure. And well, I think probably for a good measure, yeah, I think it's probably backed up just fine for sure. So yeah, I guess hopefully pretty much we can actually get things worked out. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and give pretty much let Thomas give old Slow Coach a massive test run for sure. So yeah, with that being said, here we go. right, there we go. Yeah, I guess it looks like a few laps will do just fine, but yeah, I think it's safe to say, thanks to, of course, this for sure. Looks like old Slow Coach actually ran pretty great, of course, my layout for sure, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, overall, pretty much just to finally pretty much conclude things, of course, my part, yeah, the Hornby version of old Slow Coach, I really enjoyed from what I can gather. I really do think this is actually a really fantastic model. I'm not gonna lie, that really actually really defied, of course, what I'm actually hoping for hands down. And at the end of the day, I really do think it resulted in such a really great model from what I can gather for sure. Literally from, of course, everything from what I can gather to pretty much the way she actually looks to the amount of paintwork and detail being put into it. I really do think it actually works well as a really great addition to, of course, some really great rolling stock in terms of the Hornby Thomas and Friends range from back in the day for sure. So yeah, I say that what I could say, of course, that front for sure. Yeah. Honestly, if I would have gotten this model alongside a few of the other Hornby Thomas models released back then much earlier for sure, then I think I would have actually had it pretty much alongside all the other ones that I actually got while still corresponding with, of course, some of the Bachmann models that I'm currently getting for sure. But I'm glad I finally got this one now for sure, because I really do think it's actually well worth it, of course, on my part for sure. So yeah, either way, I do highly recommend this model for sure. I'm glad that I finally got it in my hands after I got it off of eBay for sure, and yeah, I really do think this is actually a really fantastic model for sure. That I really do think is actually well worth checking out for sure. So yeah. At least that's what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, I'm really glad that I actually got this in my hands for sure. And you bet I'm going to put it to good use later on down the road for sure. So yeah, at least that's what I can say, of course, that front for sure. And yeah, and I guess on that thought alone, I think I might as well end this episode here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and by all means, let me know down in the comments on what you guys thought of this manga for sure. I'm quite curious to see what you guys think. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and phew, well, yeah, it certainly feels great to finally pretty much talk about this model for sure. And you might be wondering to yourself, am I going to talk about some other Hornby Thomas models on this show if I'm lucky to actually get them for sure? Actually, yes, I'm not gonna lie. I've actually got plenty of other Hornby Thomas models on my list that I've been wanting to get for a long time now for sure, that I really do think will be well worth purchasing for sure. So yeah, I guess it'll depend, of course, what listings for them I can find on eBay, similar to, of course, this, and, of course, pretty much the Gordon and James Express coaches that I got last year for sure. But hey, hopefully if we can get some things worked out, I might actually get the chance to actually talk about them for sure. But we're gonna have to wait and see what happens later on down the road. So I guess until that happens, depending on what'll go on and how much money I'll actually save up for them for sure, all I guess can say for now is that, well, yeah, you're just gonna have to tune into the next episode to see what I'll talk about next for sure. So yeah, I guess until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD and Sam Shepard. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.